so I went in, and it was actually really funny. It was in Eric's garage at the time, because that's where they had their whole office set up. And so I had the interview, and then Eric's very like fidgety and loves to just like move around when he's talking. And so he actually started riding a scooter like while he was interviewing me. So he's just like around, like riding a scooter in the garage. And there was two, and I regret not doing this. I really do, because I had a gut instinct and I didn't listen to it because I wanted to seem professional, which is probably good as well. But there was another scooter, and I was gonna start riding along with him, and like to just like be like, oh, I'm cool and hip too. Like I can relate with you. Yeah, so we had the interview, and then one thing led to another. Basically, I got connected with Eric over text, but he didn't respond to me for like 5 days. At this time,
Okay.
too, I completely forgot about this. At this time, to prove to Zach that I was like, I want to work with creators, I'm going to do this thing, I had like, I was like, I'm going to move out to LA and live with my friends so that, like, I'm hungry. Like, I want to come out here and work. So I ended up like moving into an apartment. And so I got the apartment offer to like move in with my friend and the job offer on the same day. Like, I got connected with Eric, like not the offer, but like, hey, Eric's looking. So I got that and that on the same day. So I said yes to the apartment because I'm like, oh, I got a job. But Eric didn't respond for like 5 days because he was on a retreat for like 3 or 5 days. So I'm like going to move into this apartment. I have $5,000 in my bank account. I think I ended up like having to spend like $1,500 on a safety deposit. So I literally have like $3,000 like left to my name, and I'm about to move out to LA. I'm figuring out like how to do Uber Eats and all this stuff. Like I got to get out of my house. Luckily, Eric responded, and so like that's when I finally got the interview. Was able to sit down with them, did a couple of videos. One video actually that I produced didn't end up ever coming out. The rest is literally history. So like I had also on top of all this, I'd like also like moved out and been living by myself for the first time with some roommates, and like took in all my payments and everything. So the job had to work. Like I had to prove myself, because there was no other chance. Like I had the bag at my house. It was either make this job work and make a great first impression and get a full-time contract, or even part-time, whatever, like just enough to like barely pay the bills, or do Uber Eats. Like that, those were the two options at that time. Obviously I would have figured something out, but like those were literally the only two options.
Yeah, I love it. I see that in a lot of the different stories of these like behind the scenes stories where it's like pure passion and also all or nothing, it's like they bet everything on this one job. So very cool story. So scooter interview obviously like sounds like it goes good, right? After that they transition you into like a 14-day internship. Like what was those first what were their first 14 days like?
Yeah, so back a little bit like backstory, like so on the actual interview, just something what I want to highlight because I think this is really important. Like Eric started asking me, I was going in so unprepared, like it was really bad. And so the interview went well. It ended up going well, but because we started working on some projects, which was great. Like I ended up like I'm like, give me the information so I can like start working on the thing. So you have to hire me. It was one of those things where I was like, yeah, just give me the information. Like so he started giving me video ideas, and I just started producing them. So he like had to hire me, but he started asking me about my strengths and weaknesses. And at that time I was like, I have no clue, bro. I've never worked. I've never done anything in my life. I've like done school. I've done baseball. I worked at Boys and Girls Club. Like very simple things. And so he started asking me about my strengths and weaknesses. And I remember this so clearly. I was talking about either a strength or a weakness. And I was like, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I have no idea what my strengths and weaknesses are, or like what my strength or my weaknesses are, because I just haven't been able to get my hands dirty with anything. Like I don't know what I'm good or bad at because I haven't had anything to like dive into and actually see what I'm good or bad at. Because all of my testing what I've been good or bad at has been like writing an essay, turning in the assignment, stealing bases, pitching and catching, like that. That's all that I had experience with. So if you're going into experiences with creators, like, and they ask you about that, just like those are like simple things, like what am I really good at, what am I not really good at, and turn the things that you're not really good at into a strength of some sort of like, hey, I'm not really good at this, but it's something that I'm like willing to learn and improve in, and that's why I'm excited to be a part of this thing. Yeah, it's just like a little point on that, but the 14-day internship ended up like turning into like a month internship. So basically for a month I didn't get paid because it was just like going, like we were just going, we like had to like produce videos, which at the time I had no idea. Now looking back I'm like, oh, I should have asked to get paid. But again, it was just going. I just wanted to work, dude. I just wanted to I'm a huge person of service. Like I never want to be the guy. Like I'm never like, I want to be the Airrack with the 10 million subscribers, right? That's not who I am. Like I genuinely have a deep desire to serve people and to help them build things. Like Eric and I have a thing of like being the number one, number two. It's like if you're the guy, if you're not necessarily the guy, but you're the guy helping the guy become the guy, for lack of a better term. So it's like
Yeah, that's what the
everybody
podcast's
needs.
all about, man.
Yeah, it's like everybody needs everybody needs the backstage guy. Everybody needs the person who's I say that like I desire to build my success off of helping other people become wildly successful and serving people and doing the things that like maybe they don't want to do, but that like I'm very well equipped to do. Like I'm not very well equipped to be in front of the camera and talk and spend 50 hours in a coffin. That's not what I'm well equipped to do. I could do it, but it wouldn't be good content. But what I am really good at is like making sure that the coffin is the right size, making sure it shows up all the time, making sure it's safe, making sure that everybody that's building the coffin is getting paid. I'm really good at making sure that stuff happens. And so I just wanted to work, dude. I didn't care. Like, you didn't need to pay me. And my dad was like, they're just using you. What if you don't get the job? I'm like, Dad, there's no way I don't get the job. Like, I made an impossible video possible. Like, there's literally no chance that they don't hire me. And so I just had so much confidence.
It goes back to this notion of like the classic like be so good they can't ignore you, right? Or it's like become so good that they literally can't make videos anymore without you, you know? Become indispensable, which it seems like that was what you were doing that first month.
If you like this short clip, make sure to check out the full interview right here and subscribe to the channel for more behind the scenes interviews with the people working for your favorite entrepreneurs and creators.